And then, as we proceeded with lifestyle products and then into anti-aging, the development of Alavida was very, very interesting in that we had the patch, but we didn't know how to really market it. So the Alavida patch is designed to elevate epithalamin. And it's worth spending a minute talking about this. Mm-hmm. So epithalamin is a peptide that's naturally found in the pineal gland of the brain. And in biology and medical school, what's taught is that the hypothalamus is the center of the brain. And that's not completely true. In other words, you could make a case that it actually all starts in the pineal gland. And what's interesting about that is that the pineal gland is connected to the visual cortex. So in other words, we have light coming into our eyes. Light goes into the visual cortex, and then those photons of light go into the pineal gland. And the pineal gland, in turn, initiates signaling molecules. These are hormones and neurohormone precursors, which signal the hypothalamus into controlling the rest of the body. So what's important about that is that we start to see a very intimate relationship between how our body functions, how it's controlled ultimately by light and electrical signaling, and the significance of the pineal gland. So when we're looking at, why should anyone care about this, right? Other than it's really interesting stuff. Well, to the Egyptians, the pineal gland was the seat of the soul. And how would they know this, thousands of years ago? That's kind of a fun subject to really talk about. But if the pineal gland is the seat of the soul, and the pineal gland is regulated by light, then this gives birth and recognition to the idea that we are indeed, beings of light and children of God, right? So that to me is very, very appealing on linking in the spiritual and physical aspect of humankind. But in a practical sense, when we're looking at how to defy aging, how to stop the aging process, how to reverse aging, if the pineal gland is controlling the rest of the body, then maybe there's a way to defeat aging through the pineal gland. And this was a question that was asked by a scientist in Russia by the name of Vladimir Khavinson. And a really interesting guy. I hope I get the opportunity to meet him someday, although given that he's in Russia, I wouldn't count on those prospects. But incredible guy based on his research. And essentially what he has spent his career doing is looking at how we can take peptides that originate in the pineal gland and also in the thyroid and the thymus and use those to resolve some of the issues with aging. So in the case of Alavida and the pineal gland, one of the most powerful peptides he found was epithalamin. And he created a product called Epithalamin. So if people are interested in that. And what it's been found is that Epithalamin will lengthen the telomeres and will reduce oxidative and inflammatory stress. So I set out to create a patch that would elevate epithalamin and reduce oxidative and inflammatory stress. And that's where we got Alavida.